Hello friends, in today's session, we will see practical examples related to Java input-output in detail. Okay, so we will directly start with the first example, that is file demo. Here, I created a package called file demo, project called file demo. In that package, file demo is created and file demo.java is the file name. Okay, so in this case, in my projects, all projects, what I'm doing is I'm importing only particular file. Instead of java.io.star, I am importing only the required file so that runtime extra space, memory space required will be eliminated, or the usage or importance or need of the extra memory space required will be reduced. Okay, so for that purpose I am not importing like java.io.star. I am importing only java.io.file. So file demo is created, p method is created, so to only print. Okay, so p will have the parameter to print the contents of the file. Okay, so new file we have taken java copyright, its name, its path, its absolute path, parent, exist or does not exist, can write or cannot write, can read or cannot read, is a directory or not a directory, is a file, normal file, or might be named pipe, absolute, not absolute, last modified, date, time, and size in bytes. Okay, so these all parameters we are implementing on the file object, and now we will run this project. Okay, file name copyright, path Java copyright, absolute path e Java copyright. Okay, then parent is Java, file does not exist, is not writable, is not readable, not a directory, might be a named file, is not absolute, file last modified 0, and file size 0 bytes. Okay, so this is the data. I can rename it with another file that I am having, e. In that I have project folder called sample, and it's about me.txt. Okay, so I will run this one, and I will have another output like this. Okay, so it's the output related to this text file I have created. Its absolute path, its parent folder name, its file exists, it's writable, readable, it's not a directory, it is a text file, it is a normal file, its absolute path, last modified date in long millisecond, and file size is 84 bytes. So particularly I am having the output. Okay, so depending upon the your path for Windows environment, what you have to provide is you have to provide two backward slashes to give the particular path. So you can take this down, you can note the complete program as well. Okay, and for printing, what we are doing, we are having the p to print the details. Okay, so what is it? We are providing the file like this. Okay, so you can note it down for the Windows operating system environment. Okay, you can take a screenshot or you can write down the program. It is very easy program, nothing to worry about it, nothing hard in that. Okay, and here is the function to print the details. Okay, so p is called over here to print every time. So not every time I will call system.out.println. I will print using this p. Okay, so next I will close this project and I will move to the next one, directory list demo. Directory list demo. Directory list demo package directory list is created. Directory list.java is there. Okay, so directory is Java, then new file of directory name is directory, then it will print it is the directory and list of files in that particular file. Okay, so next, for this much array length I will provide the directory name and backward slash and this name of the file in that particular directory. In that particular directory, if there is a directory exists, then it will call it is a directory or it is a file. So let's go to my folder called e-sample. Okay, so that e-sample, I will create one more directory called, I'm having these two files in my directory. Now I will create again one directory. Okay, so we will run this. We will run this again with my new folder, that is again directory, and then we will get the output. Okay. So I will provide the path like this here. So first of all, I will run this and then we will get the output. Java is not a directory. Now what we will do, I will provide here e-sample. Okay. So in that particular directory, I am having two files. One is text file, another is HTML file, and third one is again directory is a directory. Okay. Okay. So you can go through this project. First of all, we are giving the directory name as a file name. Again, we are checking if it is a directory. So we are listing the files in that directory. For that particular length, if there are files existing, it will iterate and it will check if it is a directory or if it's a particularly a file. Okay. Otherwise, if it is not a directory, it will directly print the directory name is not a directory. Okay. So next, we move to the next one. These programs are very simple program. If you understand theory very well, so nothing to worry about it. Okay. Next is only extension demo. Only extension demo. In that, I am having package only extension directory list only .java. Okay. So this is the method for only extension. I will check for. Okay. In that sample folder, I find only the HTML data. Okay. So this is the class which implements the file name filter, which is compulsory. Why file name filter? So it will filter depending upon the particular extension. If I want to find particularly HTML file, or I want to find MP4 files or MP3 files or PNG files or JPG files, etc., etc. So this particular class will be able to filter the file name depending upon the extension. So for that purpose, I am implementing the file name filter interface. Okay. It has only one method, only extension. Okay. And we are providing the extension this is the constructor and it has only one method, that is accept. Okay. So depending upon my criteria, whatever extension I'm providing, if it matches, the search is matches with that particular extension, then only it will accept the file. Otherwise, it will reject the file. So search result will only have the extension which I'm providing in the bracket. Okay. So in the main function, I am providing the directory name as sample and its absolute path I will get. And after that, I will give the file name filter object, only extension HTML. Okay. So HTML is my criteria. Depending upon that criteria, I will list the only extension files. HTML extension only. So I am having only one HTML file in my folder sample. So for only one time it will iterate and it will list out or print the name of the HTML file. Okay. e-sample, it's the absolute path, and second one my html.html. Okay, so you can go through this one. You can directly take a photo or screenshot of this page of the video, and then you can write it down in silence so that you will understand each and every line, and then you can practice it at your Eclipse project. Okay, next. I will close this one, file input stream demo. Okay, package file input stream demo is created. Then next. Okay, e-sample about me.txt. Okay, so I will detail all about the file. Okay, size, total available bytes. Then first bytes of the file, one read at a time. Okay, then I will read, and one by one I will print it. Then still available, how many bytes are still available to read. Then reading the next n bytes with one read. Then if not equal to n, if the particular size I am passing, if suppose I am passing 32 bytes to be read and there are only 30 bytes available, so it will display the error, system.error couldn't read number of bytes. Okay, and then again I will print the still available and skipping half of the remaining bytes with skip method f.skip. So half of the data will be read and half will be remain as it is. Okay, and reading half into end of the array. Then again calling the read method, and if it is not n divided by 2, so I couldn't read half of the file as well, at least. Okay, next again still available, and then close the file handle. Okay, so you can go through this project afterwards. First of all, I will run this. My file is, I will open and show you the file. Okay, this is my file about me.txt. Okay, in that file I have written it like this: my name is Suvarna, I live in India, I love programming, I like teaching, and thank you. I will format the font so that it will be readable for you. Okay, so I will maximize. Okay, so this is the text I have written over here. My name is Suvarna, I live in India, I love programming, I like teaching, thank you. Okay, so what my output is doing is total available bytes are 84. Size is 84 bytes. So first 2 bytes of the file, one read at a time, my still available 82. Okay, 82 4 minus 2 is 82. Reading the next 2. Okay, next 2 is space and my name. So space and n is read, still available 80. Skipping half, still available 40. So 80 divided by 4 is 80, 40. Reading 1 into end of the array. Okay, it is a P. Okay, so I love programming, maybe still available is 39. Only one I am reading at the end of the array. Okay, so this way you can provide such type of functions to your project. You can write down anything you want into your file. So your file can be a Word file also, a text file also, a PDF file also, etc., etc., depending upon your choice. And this n is also modifiable. It's dependent upon you. This program is just, all the programs I take in the PPT or in practical are just for the sake of understanding. Those are not real world applications. Okay, it's just for the sake of understanding, so that you will be able to apply when you are actually, when you will actually build the Java applications. Okay, so we are providing as simple programs as we can. Okay, so next, file output stream demo. So package file output string demo is created. Okay, and this is the text. This program I have already explained you. Okay, it will create three files. First file will be having your alternate words. Second file will be having your complete data. Okay, and third file will be having the last quarter. Okay, so after running, three files will be generated automatically, and after that we can read those files, file1.txt. Okay, now it is the time for all good men to get the and pay their due taxes. Okay, taxes, taxes, and then full stop. Next, now it is the time for all good men to come to the aid for their country and pay their due taxes. And last one is having the last quarter. Okay, so three parts are done of the particular text, and last quarter. Four parts are done and divided by 4 are written over here. Okay, so you can go through this project one after another. You have to write it in try-catch so that any errors or any exceptions can be caught easily. Okay, so next is byte array input string reset. Package byte array input string reset is created. Okay, in that we are getting the bytes. Okay, from 0 to 2. We will write it as it is. Okay, I is equal to 0. Then print the character as print character up to every character into capital. So ABC in small and ABC in capital will be printed over here. Okay. Explanation I have already provided in the theory part so that you will get it very easily. Okay. Byte array input stream object is created. Then from 0 to 2, 3 times, because there are 3 letters available. Each and every letter will be read. If there is no end of string is encountered, it will check if I is equal to 0. It will print the character, and then else it will print the character in uppercase, and then again reset. Okay, reset will again set to the 0th index. So what is the use of reset? You will again mark. We have already seen the mark and reset function. Reset will again set to the first index. Okay, so next, byte array output stream demo. Okay, so whatever I am writing over here, that will be ended up to the array. So first of all, you will get the get bytes of the strings into the buffer array. File dot byte array output string dot write to buffer. So this will be written. S will be written to this particular byte array. Then buffer as a string will be printed. Buffer dot to string. F dot write to string. Then into array, 2 byte array, we will create a byte array. Okay. For that particular byte array length, I will iterate and print the b of I to convert to character and then print. Then to an output string, I will take output stream object, new file output stream test.txt, and whatever is written will be written to that particular test.txt. Okay. then f dot write to f2. What is f over here? F is byte array output stream object, and write to f2 is output stream f2, that is file test.txt. Okay, if it is not available, it will be created automatically. And again, we are calling the reset function, doing a reset, and from 0 to 3 times I will write x, x, and x. Okay, same example we have taken from the theory part, and this is the text.txt. This should end up in the array. Okay, if I will delete this file, it will be again generated. Okay, I am deleting this file now. I will right click this and delete it. Okay, so you can see it will be again generated. I am again running the same project. It should end up in array, into array. This should end up in array to output stream, doing reset and xxx. You can see the file. Okay, this will be not updated over here. So what we will do now, we will go to the Eclipse workspace and byte array output stream demo. Then in that, this file is generated again, and it should end up in the array. Okay, so it is generated automatically if it is not available. Okay, and if it is available, everything that is written into that will be overwritten. Then buffer input stream demo. This is the next program project. Okay, so next, byte buffer is dot get bytes. Okay, byte array input string. I'm passing this buffer array. This is and copy, and this is copy not. We have already seen. So we have started with the character oriented strings. Then buffer input stream f. Here we pass the in object buffer byte array input stream object. Then again, if it is not end of string is encountered, we will check if not marked, if not marked 32 and mark is equal to true, else mark is equal to false. Then case colon, semicolon, if marked, then mark is equal to false, and then print the copyright symbol here. Otherwise, print the character converting to character. And then third case is case space, mark is equal to false, f dot reset, and print ampersand, else print the character as it is. And in default case, if it is not marked, we are printing the character as it is. Okay, so now we will run this one. This is the C copyright symbol, but this is and copy not. Okay, so only we are providing and copy is replaced with the copyright symbol over here. It is replaced with this, and copy is replaced with this copyright symbol. Okay, you can go through this project. I think it is not a character oriented, it is byte oriented only. I'm sorry, we have not yet started with the character oriented string examples. Next is pushback input string demo. Okay, pushback input string demo. Buffer array, we are getting the bytes and byte array. Okay, we will read until the end is encountered, which C case is equal to. If it is equal to, I will print it as dot equal to, else I will print the arrow. Okay, left side arrow, and then f dot underneath. And default case is directly print the character. Okay, but this this is the output that will be generated. If A equals 4, A is 0. Okay. If A is equal to 4, A is equal to 0. So is equal to is replaced with, if it is equal to, it will be printed as this one, otherwise this one. Okay. You can go to this project. This is the output. Okay. This is the project program. And next is sequence input string demo. So enumerator is created, implements enumeration to iterate. Enumeration of files is generated. Okay, we are providing the files in the arguments. Okay, has more elements, then it will return true, and then get the next element to string and catch the null pointer exception. Okay, input output exception, it will generate null. Okay, so I am providing the files. I'm only having one file, that is txt about me.txt, creating the input string enumerator object and providing this files vector to that as a parameter. Then creating input stream, input is equal to new sequence input stream E, while C is equal to input dot read, that is not -1. I am taking the data from the file and then I am printing the data to the console, and then I am closing the file handle. Okay. Now I will run this one. My name is Suvan. I live in India. I live in India. I love programming. I love teaching. Thank you. Okay. So then go to this project line by line. Okay, only particular files I am importing, so no need to import the complete package. Only the required files I am importing over here. If you don't need to remember the file names, you can directly place a cursor and then you can import the file into your Eclipse environment. Okay. For example, if I am commenting out this line, it will generate an error for vector. Okay. So go to that particular place and then import the file. Here it is not generating error. If it is generating error, just place a cursor over here and add the particular file or class into your class. Okay. So this is the program. It's very simple program. You have to understand. Then printf demo. Next is printf demo. Package printf demo is created. So it has only the format specifiers to print the output, particular output. Here are some numeric values in different formats, various integer formats. You can see over here system.out.println and here system.out.printf. This is the difference. It's a println and this is the printf. Okay. Printf can specify the format specifier like C programming language. Okay. You are specifying values over here and there is the format specifier for this is %f, this is %f, this is %f/n, and again % opening parenthesis f. Okay, and this is the value to be printed. Positive, negative value line up in space. Okay, and up to 2 characters after digit. So only 2 characters after digit are taken because there is a space, comma, percent point to s. Okay. And then new line is encountered. You can go through this project. Okay. So we will move to the next one. Data input output demo. In that test.dat file is created. Okay. So this is the output stream test.dat file and providing the object as fout. Then write double, write int, write boolean, then out.close. Okay. Again reading the same file test.dat and providing the input object, input stream object, and reading int, read double, read int, read boolean, and values are printed. As simple as that. Only you have to remember the function name and how it is called. 98.6 1000 and true. Okay. You can go through this very simple program. Here are the files imported. You have to remember. Okay. In and out both are closed. Both are important. Okay. You should close them. Then next. Test.dat is created over here. Okay. Close project. Then file reader demo. File reader is created. File reader demo is created. Sample. This file to be read. This object is passed over here. Print and read and print to the console. My name is Suvarna. I live in India. I love programming. I like teaching. Thank you. Okay. This is the files imported. You can go to this project. Very simple example. File reader object is created. Here you are specifying any file that you want to read and print on the console. This is the buffer reader object. Then this is the string. And this string will take the output from buffer reader read line. And it unless it is null, that is not end of file is encountered, it will take and print out the output. Okay. Then next, file reader. After that, file writer demo. Practice file writer demo created. Now it's time for all good men to come to the end for their content. Same example, imports are different. Okay, file writer is imported over here. So it is the character oriented. Then character buffer is created for this particular length of the string. Then get characters. Okay, characters will be get over here. That file writer object is created. Then for this particular length of the buffer, it's much length. File dot write the buffer of I. A complete file with alternate words, characters will be written over here. File handle is closed. Then again, next file is created to write. Complete buffer is read. And for third file, only the last quarter is read. Buffer dot length divided by 4. And output is generated already. You can see this output. This is the file1.txt with alternate characters. This is the file 2 with a complete string, and this is the file 3 with the last quarter. Okay, same way as a byte oriented, only the thing is different. That is, we are using the character oriented classes. Okay, classes that use the character oriented stream to create the output. You can go through this project. Okay. Character array reader demo. Character array reader demo. package character array reader demo is created. Okay, so new character of this particular then A to Z is created. Then characters are get, characters are read, and new input 2 is C05. Input 1 is and input 2 is printed unless and until end of file is encountered. Okay, so first we'll take from the complete character A to Z array, and this will take from 0 to 5. That is A, B, C, D, E will be printed. Okay, input 1 is A to Z, input 2 is A, B, C, D, E. Okay, same example I have taken that from the theory part. This is the input, and then next is this is the temporary string created, then len temp dot len, then next is input 1 and input 2 is created. Input 1 is this one and input 2 is this one. Okay, reading character by character. Next is I am closing now character array writer demo. So we'll write to the particular file. Okay, it should end up in the array. First of all, get characters, this one, then write to buffer. F dot write character array writer dot write to buffer. Buffer as a string is displayed F dot to string into array, two character array, and then print as a character one by one. And then into a file writer, create a file for writing test.txt and F dot write to buffer data to particular test.txt. And again reset F dot reset, and from 0 to 3 it is printing X, X, and X. Okay, the same output is here. Okay, only the classes are different, and this is the test.txt. It should end up in the end. Okay, so you can go through this project. Okay, then next buffer reader demo. Buffer reader demo, package buffer reader demo is created. Okay, same example. This is and copy and this is and copy dot. So character reader object is created. This object is passed to buffer reader. Mark is equal to false. While and this encounters switching C, if it is and ampersand is ampersand. If it is not marked, mark 32, mark is equal to true, else mark is equal to false. Then case semicolon, if mark is equal to false, print C. Okay, so this is complete symbol we are printing, else character is printed as it is. Case space mark is equal to false and F dot reset, and then print out ampersand. Okay, then character is printed and break, and default mark will print the character as it is. Okay, so this is the copyright symbol, but this is the and copy. Now you can go to this project. Only the classes are different. So it is a simple use of mark and reset methods. Okay. Mark is achieved using the Boolean mark variable. Pushback reader demo. Next project is pushback done. Same as pushback input string we have seen. So if a is equal to 4, okay. So characters are get, then character array dinner, this object is passed over here, not equal to -1. So if C yes is equal to, then is equal to, then it equal to, otherwise it will be add. A equal to 4, A is equal to 0. Okay, same example. Then print, go through this project. Only classes are different. Next is console demo. Console demo. Okay. Local difference is obtained if no console exists, and it will display no console. Otherwise, read a string and play from console, read a string and display to the console. Okay. In my case, there is no console available, so it will display no console. And it will return. Okay. So depending upon your system, it will generate the output. You can go through this project. Next is word count. Words, lines, and characters are there. Okay, input stream reader is passed through input output exception. Word count method is created. Okay, unless and until -1 is encountered. Okay, if C is equal to /n, new line is encountered. Then it is white space index of character. Then it is a white space. Okay, and last is lines. Okay, so whatever file you will be specifying will be arguments.len at that space. Otherwise, you will be reading from standard input. We will run with the file name that I am having. Run as, run configuration. Go to the word count configuration. Run as, run configuration. Arguments. Here we will pass then sample about me.txt. Okay, so first is it is displaying what? Number of lines, then number of words, then number of characters. Okay, so this is the simple word count example without string tokenizer. Stream tokenizer. The next example is with stream tokenizer. You can go through this project. Character C, C variable is created. Last white boolean variable is created. White space for /t/n/r. Okay. So lines are implemented for here. If new line is encountered, last white is equal to true, then words will be added, incremented, and then updated. And if characters not equal to 0, lines are also incremented. And depending upon the file, or list of files, you are taking the number of characters and calling the word count method. Okay, the file reader object, and then we are displaying the result. Okay, next, same example we are going to see with the word tokenizer, stream tokenizer. Package word count is created and stream tokenizer, so it will make it convenient to do whatever we want to do. Okay. Okay, first of all, we are creating the file reader object. If it is 0, we are dealing with the input. We are dealing with the standard input output, and otherwise we are dealing with the files. Okay, and next is this is the tokenizer. Okay, so this will be having same output as your previous one. Then last project is serialization demo. Package is created for serialization and deserialization. Okay, this is the my class created, which is serializable. Here, string, integer, and double. Three things are given. The parameterized constructor to initialize them, and then to string to display. Okay. Then next, what we are doing is serialization to store the state of your object. Hello -7 2.7 E10, printing the object file output stream serial. Okay, and object output stream will have the parameterized file output stream. Write object 1, flush, and close. And while deserializing, what we are doing, we are getting the file input stream object input stream file handle we are passing over here. Then reading object, converting, casting to a particular class that we want. Then object is dot close, and object will be printed. Okay, so output is here. Okay, both reading and writing is done. So the serial create. Okay, this is not a text file, so that we cannot read that serial. Okay, is serialized and deserialized programmatically. Okay, you will not or we will not understand it properly. Okay, these are the packages or classes we have imported. You can go through this project. It's a very simple program to understand, to learn, and to remember. Okay, so this way we have completed java.io package in detail. Okay, the next session we will start with a brand new chapter. So meet you in the next session with the new topics, new classes, new things, interested things in Java. So meet you in the next session. Thank you.